All right, pleasant good afternoon and welcome once again to Cloud.Nine on ACTN, The Voice. I am Sheldon Yearwood and thank you for joining us again. Of course, we are in the season. It's the reason for the season. It's not Santa Claus. No, it's of course the birth of Jesus Christ. Yes. And we'll be speaking to several individuals to find out from them how their Christmas is shaping up. We spoke to the mayor of San Fernando, Engineer Grello, about the plans for the city. And today we'll be speaking with the mayor of Chaguanas, Mr. Gopaul Boodhan, not just about the Christmas preparations, but moving forward 2018 and beyond. What are some of the plans? We spoke to him roughly a couple months ago in September, that's correct, September 20th to be exact. We spoke with him about the developments for the borough to city status, and some things have been happening since that conversation, and he will give us an update today, as well as addressing some other issues that people would have informed us or told us while we were on the streets of Chaguanas that he will openly address today. So this and much more as we sit down with the mayor of Chaguanas, His Worship Mayor Gopaul Boodhan. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this very short break.
This is Apostle Judy Karim of the Greater Love Christian Center, inviting you to join us every second and last Tuesday of the month on ACTN, The Voice, as we bring to you the Word of God that will challenge you, bless you, and take you into your greatest life ever. And welcome back to Cloud.Nine on ACTN, The Voice. I'm Sheldon Yearwood. Thank you for staying with us. Really glad being with you again. Let's go straight to our Let's Chat segment and introduce our guest for this afternoon. All right, joining me on set this afternoon, it's my pleasure to welcome the mayor of Chaguanas, Mayor Gopaul Boodhan. How are you doing, sir? Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Yes, it's a pleasure having you.
It's nice to be here on AC.
Yes, in the Southland.
Eventually you get me in South, right?
I told you I would have. But really great having you again as we continue our partnership with the media and your corporation to highlight what is being done in the borough soon. And there will come a point where I will not be able to say the borough of Chaguanas. I will be saying the city
of Chaguanas.
You know, you have a lot to discuss. I'm going to jump right into it. In our last conversation, you were basically bringing us up to speed on the developments as it pertains to city status. Some things have been happening since. Can you tell us exactly what has transpired?
Well, from the last time we spoke to now, we would have sent all the documentation, the process to move Chaguanas from borough to city,
right,
which would have been all the data that we have and why we want it to be a city in terms of the population growth, which is also very important. From we being like the last 10 years or so, 63,000 persons to 128,000 now. The expansion of all areas, all parts of national development as it relates to Chaguanas, in terms of housing, in terms of education, in terms of the network of roads, religious organizations. So the whole expansive development of Chaguanas, also the business community and the expansion of small, medium, and large businesses, foreign franchise into Chaguanas. So all those are factors that take into why it is that you want to move it from borough to city. That documentation has been sent to the Ministry of Rural Development and Local Government. So where the minister will, and his technical team will review the document and then take it to the cabinet, which the approval will be given to do an act, Chaguanas City Corporation Act, and then it will go to the parliament to have it debated or approved. And then they move the process from there where the president, the final thing is where the president will assent to make Chaguanas a city. So that is the process. We have done
all
what
that
we
you
had
have to do
in Chaguanas and send all the information. So then the steps, it moves from there as it relates to.
If you were to estimate a window period that you will get approval, what would you say that would be?
Well, I would say that could be a very good Christmas gift or a very good New Year gift. But the process, you know, it could be done probably in 6 months.
Okay, within 6 months.
Yeah, within 6 months. I anticipate that probably by independence next year, Republic,
it will be
we could have something that we could
celebrate.
You know, have our chests really big and for the and not for me, you know, although it will be a personal, you know, achievement for me, and also to all the past mayors who always their vision and their goal was to move Chaguanas from borough to city, and that is the credit to those past mayors of Chaguanas. But to the people of Chaguanas, all the builders, the contributors of Chaguanas, all those who had that great expectation for something good for Chaguanas, I think this will be, you know, the icing on the cake for all those people to see where Chaguanas started, where we are today, and where we want to go into the future.
One of the things, you know, and this came up in our last conversation, and it continues to be a thorn in the side for many people, is that they love Chaguanas, they love the shopping, they love the atmosphere, the availability of housing, you know, all of these different things, the camaraderie of the people, the response by the police service, how to deal with crime, all that has been commended. However, the road network, I know, is a challenge. I also know that they have been doing a lot from out in to improve how you get into the borough. I'm saying cities here, I'm being prophetic, right? Into the borough. What are some of the plans moving forward in terms of that? Can you say, after we spoke, there were some things that you were trying to put in place, where because there's much you could do really in terms of the core of of Chaguanas, but I know there are some other plans you have in place. How are those plans coming along?
Let me try and say it as quickly as I can in terms of the interest of time.
No problem.
And because it's traffic, you have to move it quickly, right?
We would like to.
What we would have proposed, and some of it is receiving attention. Like 3 years ago, at the Diwali Nagar area, right now the continuation of bypass road with a new roundabout is going to be in there within the next couple of months.
That's which part? That is
just between where the Ministry of Agriculture building is,
right? Okay,
and the Diwali Nagar.
Okay, roundabout there.
Yeah, a roundabout on that road. So all the traffic there's a road, Sugrim Street West. All that traffic from that particular area will come to the roundabout. Right. So when you go down to San Fernando on the southern side, you don't necessarily have to come out to the new roundabout or come on the flyover. So that will be one of the new initiatives.
So that was traffic off of the highway. Okay, right. Understood.
The other thing too is that if you're from San Fernando going into Port of Spain or coming to Chaguanas, so you're heading north. At the area where you have the Republic Bank or Direct TV area on the Mulchan Citron, we have proposed a lay-by there. So the traffic don't necessarily have to pass where have to thing now why the Ansa Makal area coming into that Chan Ramlal Street. off the highway, there will be a lay-by to come into Mulchon Station. So if you have to go into the Chaguanas Town Center, you make the left, or if you have to connect back into the Price Mart area, you continue with the road. So there are some new initiatives as you the main street in Chaguanas, which starts from like Longdonville Junction, Montrose Junction, is just one main area. And it's very little that we could do.
I know that.
We have proposed
it's unfortunate, but I know
some roads to make it one way. So
side roads.
Yeah, so one way. So one way in, one way out, one way in, one way out. To try to eliminate that all the traffic
on the main road itself
coming from those side streets onto the main road and hold back the whole line of traffic. Also, at the Factory Road area, we have proposed to have an exit onto the highway from that Factory Road area, so persons don't have to go all into the town center to get connect on the highway. So the whole question is to get in the connectivity into Chaguanas and also to exit out of Chaguanas. It's not something that I'm proud to say, but the traffic management issue in Chaguanas has been, a really tough challenge because how Chaguanas was developed. It has been continued, but we are not giving up. We, working all the time with all the stakeholders to make sure that they're real. Within the last week or so at the Price Mart area, we moved some of the barriers under the police powers.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
Yeah, under the police powers. Now some of these things, they're looking again into it to see how that we could make it, the traffic flow effective and efficient and minimize much congestion as we are. I have spoken to the senior superintendent. We speak nearly on a daily basis concerning the crime, to how we could manage that area, and also the traffic management. We had meetings with the traffic wardens. So with the police and the traffic wardens, now for this present Christmas season, where you will have a lot of people commuting and coming into Chaguanas. So it will give us the best opportunity to see the flow of the traffic. We are doing that. On yesterday I spoke with the Ministry of Works Traffic Management people. They too are looking at some of the areas to have that done. And within the first week, second week, latest in January, we'll do an entire consultation at the Chaguanas Borough with the different stakeholders, the maxi taxi drivers, the taxi drivers,
yeah, because
the
they have
business
some issues I want you to address later on as well.
The business community, everybody, and let them put all the issues on the table together with the police, the traffic wardens, traffic management people, Ministry of Works persons, and let us come up to all the different plans how we could do minimize traffic, because you cannot develop a borough going into city and people have grave challenges into coming in and also to exit of the.
Let me ask you this question. One of the things that has been a concern by many, and I think this came up as well a couple of years ago, I brought this to your attention. Unfortunately, there have not been much foresight in terms of infrastructure development in Trinidad and Tobago. If you look at Port of Spain and the grid of Port of Spain, there was some foresight. We look at San Fernando and Chaguanas, you didn't see that foresight in the planning of these areas, and that's what makes it challenging for you. And I say that in the context of the building codes. Now, there are many businesses over the years which have gone against the building codes. We know that throughout the length and breadth of Trinidad and Tobago, all right? And Chaguanas has had its challenges. How do you all plan to deal with that, with people who, try to bypass the law in terms of constructing buildings in the borough? Because I know that has been a challenge in terms of the width of some of the roads and building, building above drains and so forth. How do you plan to address that moving forward? I know you can't do much about it now, but moving forward, of course, I know that there's something can be done.
The question about it is that the law is there, and we have to uphold the law. Right? There's no question about, in Trinidad, colloquial language, giving anybody a blight. There's nothing like that where the town country ordinance and the town country planning laws are there.
Right.
We have faced, and as you said, a lot of challenges. Historically, where Chaguanas came from, family-oriented community, and then people started to do small businesses, shops, parlors, and then it expanded into what you have today. That is no excuse that they should just break all the laws or build contrary to the laws. We have written over the years, and we continue to do it with those persons who have contravened the building codes. We have gotten some to abide by the laws. Some blatantly didn't think. There are different challenges as it relates to that now, with the legal aspect of it. But we continue to have dialogue with those persons to let them know the benefits of you having a building, doing all the expansion at the expense of your other neighbors, or as you say, business persons in that community. So you must have it unified. You must have it structured in a particular manner to attract customers, to make sure that your business is prosperous. So we continue to have different meetings with the different business interests, and also to send out those notice to let them know that you cannot just expand because it's free land or the space is there and you just want to expand at your own whims and fancies. It cannot work that way, because you're putting residents, you're putting burgesses, persons who come to shop, who care about the daily business at risk as you relates to that level.
And it's about putting feet and teeth to the law, and I think that's the problem. We have the law, but it just stands there, and we're not putting feet to the law and making it act and work for the people. Let's take a very short break. When we come back, we're going to continue our conversation, and also those concerns that were raised by vendors and taxi drivers rather, and we can address those concerns today right here on Cloud.Nine on ACTN The Voice. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Reverend Valerie Ramkalawan from the Christ Approved Revival Tabernacle. You can tune on every first and last Wednesday of the month on ACTN The Voice. And I'm there 10:30 p.m. 15 minutes, you can tune on and you can be filled with the word of the Lord. Come on and be a part of this station. In Jesus' name, God bless you.
Welcome to another edition of Scoreboard here on ACT, and it's always a pleasure to be in your company every Tuesday evening between the hours of 8 and 9.
Welcome to the new season of Football 101. I am your host, Joshua DeMatos.
Well, it's time for your weekly football news update. I love you, Messi.
Unfortunately, kiss the badge, kiss the badge. Oh, what's that? Welcome to this edition of the interview, and as you can see, I'm not alone on the set. I have Marcus, a Liverpool fan, and I have Shaquille.
Hi, and welcome back to Cloud.Nine on ACTN The Voice. I'm here with the Mayor of Chaguanas, Mayor Gopaul Boodhan. I'm just giving you thus far just some insights, some of the plans moving forward for 2018 as they move to city status. But Mayor, I want to just bring to your attention quickly, before we kind of get a little deeper into the whole Christmas planning, there are two concerns, or several concerns rather, that were raised when we walked the streets of Chaguanas, and I just pulled out two of them. I want you to get a chance to respond today. I know you're open to whatever the people have to say, so let's go with the first clip at this time. This is one of the vendors, street vendors in your borough. Let's go.
Honestly, I'm willing to share my opinion, babes. I don't mind sharing my opinion one-on-one with you, but
Which means you have some concerns. All right, okay, but let me ask you specifically, traffic. It okay?
The traffic is bad, yeah, but it's not as bad. It was worse before, yeah.
All right.
It's not as bad.
Enough being done to deal with that?
Generally speaking, no.
Need more presence.
Yeah, we need more everything where crime is concerned. We need more everything where crime is concerned, to me. Yeah,
specifically to Central.
They're focusing on vendors and things were not even important. People who are looking for an honest dollar, they rather focus on them than on crime, real crime. We're not saying this is not breaking the law, you know. We know it is. But what about the serious crime?
So you're saying let's meet halfway? Let's meet halfway.
Why not?
Okay, fair enough. All right.
In my view, failure. Failure, and it's from the bottom come, the top come down. It's failure. Too much of failure. They say we vote out Kamala, them, we vote in these people who open some. Keep open.
Let's keep hope alive. Let's keep hope alive. Let's keep.
She said something very interesting that stuck out for me. Failure, not that part. When she says, deal with this serious crime. Do you think enough consultation has been done with vendors, not just Chaguanas, but throughout? Because some, again, there's this belief that maybe yourself and others who are in authority don't understand what they go through. You don't understand them. That's the belief. You know, they're not doing anything wrong. Do you understand? We're just making an honest dollar. They really do not believe that something that is wrong. How do you meet them halfway? Because they present the argument, we want to just survive. And I remember years ago, let's maybe 30 seconds again, when both San Fernando and Chaguanas, I know Chaguanas has as well the vendors more in the car park there, which used to be hospital,
yeah,
right?
The health facility.
And then San Fernando at one point had one to the bottom of High Street, and for some reason, they always happen either again. No, it's not going to remain the same number every time. It will increase, and you will always have a spillover. How do we deal with these changes, Mayor? These spillovers, these issues, and the emotional concerns you hear from this vendor and others?
Sheldon, let me answer this question like this,
yes,
and I'll start it on this context.
No problem.
Usually, mayors and chairmen of corporation, they refer them as the first citizen of their town or their borough. Mm-hmm. It has always been my way to refer to me as the first servant of Chaguanas. Right? And I'm bringing this in the context of all the emotions that those vendors have. I don't think it have a greater person who understands those plights much more than myself. Because I could remember growing up, my mother used to be selling in the Chaguanas market.
So you're familiar.
Right? So I understand the plight of people. And, you know, this is something I'm sharing for the first time here on national television. First time. I was hoping that I could do it sometime next year or the other year, but I want to do it now.
The Lord permitted now. So
this is the,
we'll do it
and
now.
I understand that. And while I was growing up, it was, you know, sometimes I used to be not so much happy to be with her in the market because I wanted to be with my friends, having fun, playing sports, doing this boy type activity.
Yeah.
And I always tell myself I wanted to do something better for Chaguanas. And what was better, I didn't know at the time. Always wanted what was good for Chaguanas. I never knew what was mayor, chairman, councillor, and that was of no interest to me, but always wanted to do better. And by the faith of God and my enthusiasm and the support of people in Chaguanas, I'm sitting in the chair of the mayor. So I understand the plight of those vendors. And in the first place, in 2010, when we decided that we want to use the old Chaguanas health facility, was to give those vendors, we call street vendors at the time, that level of comfort, to have a place that they could vend with security, with all the other utilities, so that they could do something better for themselves, because they were challenged to have a shop in one of those malls at a very high cost. And we started there at $100, $150 per month to have something better for them. And from then to now, we continue to face the challenge, but we continue to work with those vendors. Because I realize, and other people too, that you need those vendors to create the atmosphere and attract persons coming to your city or town. They play an important part and have an important role to play.
But you might check and balance on prices as well. Let's be honest, because some businesses will tend to really mark up their price, and when you have these vendors, it does create that sort of a balance, check and balance.
Yeah, and we appreciate that. But as it relates to breaking the law, as it relates to the level of crimes on the streets, persons disguising as vendors, legitimate vendors, and they come and those are the reports from the police. So it's not Boodhan's report. Those are the reports from the police that persons disguising as vendors. So that level of indiscipline could not have been tolerated.
Understood.
Right? We are always willing and ready to have an organized structure for the vendors. It was proposed to, money came into the budget in 2014, where the market car park is to have a 4-story structure, 2 for vending and 2 for those same street vendors, to have an organized system in place where they could come in an environment with air condition and all the other utilities, and they could operate in a very good environment so they could attract more customers and have that done. That didn't come to pass. That structure, the land is still available, and we continue to articulate to have that structure done so you could have a whole model where you take vendors from off the street. Because also to the history of Chaguanas, some of those street vendors at the time, I just don't want to call names, but even the Pennywise persons at one point in time, they started in the Chaguanas market.
That's public knowledge. They were in the market, and they had it was just at this cluttered area, just all their stuff in one little corner and a little shed.
And so many other Chaguanas businessmen. So when we look at that, to see where they started and think, those are success stories that we trying to, to continue to bring to the forefront. So I've continued to have dialogue up to yesterday. Yesterday, I had dialogue with some of the street vendors, and we're going to have a meeting on Friday morning with the police.
But this last week, they're going to come to you, and they're going to come, on bending knees, say, listen, give us, so here for the last week before Christmas,
We continue to have dialogue with them because there's also a part of humanitarian process. There's a certain level of emotion, and we want people to be happy in terms of this Christmas season and all the days of their life, because we have one of our motto in Chaguanas is about a happy community and a happy people. How we achieve happy community and how we achieve happy people is to continue to work with people, understand their situations, understand their problems, and find solutions for those. So a lot of times, but it cannot continue. A lot of times where indiscipline is if there are areas of indiscipline, we are trying to work to show them this is the correct way and how you could work within the law.
Because some of them actually go as far as even blocking some of the entrances. It's one thing to be in front, but don't block the entrance.
Right. So there's we tolerate a certain level, and we will continue to have dialogue so that people could be happy and they could enjoy their lives, take care of their families. Because the challenges that face in the country in terms of some people losing their jobs, some people want to do better, and if that is the only mode or method to do better, we as responsible persons, we need to have that dialogue with them and help them to fashion that way of being better.
Let me ask you a question. In terms of the vendors, vendors area or the vendors mall, I want to call it that, which part the car park is now, which part the health center used to be. It has space there still? Is there space, let's say, people can go and rent now?
There's a lot of space in that particular area.
So is it safe to say that there are those vendors who maybe don't want to pay the rent?
Well, I could tell you this, which is a fact, that they have certain vendors who are selling on the streets who would have booths in that vendor's mall. But they are selling on the streets, so they have booths in there and selling on the street. But I would want to be, guarded in terms of more comments I make on the vendors mall, because right now we have litigation with the vendors that took the Chaguanas borough, the mayor, the councils, the burgesses to court since 2014.
But that's unfortunate, though. I mean, at the end of the day, that's not, from every ethical perspective and standpoint and moral perspective and standpoint, that's not good.
Right, so that matter is still to be adjudicated in court. So until that it is, but there are a whole set of plans that we have to treat with that area of vending, because we continue and the Chaguanas Borough Corporation, our team continue to make Chaguanas safe, secure, attractive for persons to come in there. And if we want persons to come, you need to provide all the different areas to make it a worthwhile experience that when they're in Chaguanas.
All right, so what we're going to do at this time, we have another clip. I don't know if you can have that clip ready at this time. We also, on that day, Mr. Mayor, we spoke to the taxi drivers, and they raised some very, very serious concerns. They appreciated what you have been doing, but I believe their concerns need to be highlighted as well. So let's go to that. It's a little longer, so just you can pay attention to it now.
More police. They need to work on the traffic situation, because if you miss one... Alright. There used to be a roundabout there. If it is the turn around somebody one ways into two ways, instead of you have to make a whole rounds if you miss one spot, that would work. Like turn back from Eleanor Street when you swing out right. It have no sign saying that your car turn left. If you're not from the area and you turn left and you can run into a vehicle, they could put a sign stating don't turn left is a one way, and they could also make their two way and put back the roundabout so the flow of traffic would be easier. I also suggest this taxi stand, which is the Port of Spain to Chaguanas, go behind the San Fernando taxi stand.
That is
no. There. If we go behind this taxi stand, which is the Chaguanas to San Fernando, put the Port of Spain to Chaguanas behind them, and have the flow of traffic on one side, all the taxi stand on one side, and it'll help eliminate the peak hour problem and the corner problem, and everybody running from the police and the bottleneck.
Because you have a stand literally on two sides of the road. Okay.
So once you have a free flow, that way everybody know all the stand on that side. We either go in Sando or we go in Tong, and here we'll have a free flow.
What's that? Thanks, man. What's that?
You don't have no sort of business on that side, so we don't really interrupt no business community on this side now. Right now we like what's happening here right now. Correct is right.
It has spaces in between them all for the line, but every time you watch each space you take, we have vehicle that can fit in.
And because you have to leave the space clear because of the businesses.
Okay. And spinning, because if you don't do that, you'll get a ticket and you wasting gas when that happens. Now, if it's there, more vehicles get fit there because it have no business, and it'll have a better flow. And I'm being real with you, in the evening, nobody don't walk up here. You're staying 3-4 hours for a trip, and peak are full in.
Because peak is intercepting them, my Mario's coming up there.
And then when we go down there now to fight them, they're going to tell us it's supposed to know better and the whole roadblock, and we get a ticket because of the peak car. So that's a problem that I don't know who had to deal with that.
So we just came from the mayor's office, Mayor. You're hearing it for yourself. This is not a new concern. It's not a new concern. When the peak cars intercepting passengers by Mario's then coming around, and if these guys are the legitimate cars on the road. So again, Mayor, see how best you can meet with them, the association leaders, and meet with
Why doesn't it a taxi stand up here and it's not working for us? There's no use for us here, because at the end of the day, all the people taking the passengers there and we staying here. From 12.
How long they stand here now? There's a few years well. How long?
No, yeah, the while I had been almost 5. Was 7 years. 7 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah, 7 years.
Gentlemen, thank you so very much. Yep.
It was down there already, and I don't know why they move it. I don't know why. It was down there and it was working very fine down there. Since they bring it up here, it's problems again to full 3 and 4 hours. Sometimes you come out 5 o'clock in the morning and you're going home 8 o'clock in the
down there in the corner there?
Yeah, you see that grey wall on the side there?
Let's get a shot of that for me. That's the grey wall on there.
Yeah. Where them people walking up there?
What the concern would have been probably traffic on the corner, or that was no problem?
Huh?
Would have the concern been traffic on the corner back then, or that was no problem?
No, I don't think so. Well, with the roundabout, I think it maybe was a problem, but they don't have the roundabout anymore.
But there's no reason that they should have, okay.
Right, so which way we could go back on that side. Okay. So that you wouldn't have this bottleneck right here. You understand?
Yeah.
We get your legs here because you're coming out 5 o'clock in the morning, going home 8, 9, 10 in the night, and you're going with 2 and 3 trips. You understand? A taxi driver cannot live with that. Because we're getting legs down on the corner there with them peak car.
You're saying again?
So the problem is, men, in order to make ends meet, they have to do the illegal thing and run from the police. And all we asking is if the stand could go behind there, and they could also make from Eleanor Street a two-way and put back the roundabout. Because the traffic situation is, everything is in a circle. And if you miss one spot, you have to make the whole rounds. Or if you want to put like all the taxis closer to the highway and take them out of Chaguanas, so you know, it's either you're going south or either you're going, or they could do something, I don't know, to come in Chaguanas sometimes it's had 20 minutes of traffic. They could do something with the flyover, I don't know if it's to make an extra lane, an extra cut-off somewhere.
The mayor did say when we spoke about creating some sort of by-lane, but look out for it. It's on Channel 9 on Axe. He made a statement about that, and you could look out for it then.
Because they did something like that in by Cuba, because it used to have real traffic there.
He said the land space to do something like that by Presal there is not as wide there, but they're working on something to make like a separate entrance into Chaguanas.
Right. All right, sorry about that. So, a lot was a mouthful. A lot was said. First point, the PCAs. It continues to be a massive problem. I have experienced it myself. You know, with the struggle between them and the legitimate quote-unquote taxi drivers. How are you all grappling with this situation with the PCAs?
That has been a massive problem and a great challenge in Chaguanas. Not only the PCAs, but you have private buses too. Private buses that work as taxis, like maxis. And that has been a grave problem in Chaguanas. So what those drivers are saying, they have, you know, they are speaking the truth, they have great concerns.
So what do we do now?
But there was legislation to regularize those PCAs.
I remember that.
And the interest of those PCAs coming today is because we don't have an effective public transport system, national public transport system. But something needs to be done, and we just cannot talk and say we're waiting to have a national public transport system. The drivers have also expressed that concern. They came to me to say that after 6 o'clock in the evening, if they could have their vehicles further closer to the corner.
Is that being facilitated this time?
Well, we work with the police and we did give them some concession.
After 6 p.m.?
Yes, because persons didn't want to walk that distance because of fear that, you know, it's lonely and they may get, you know, mugged or what have you, right? And we started. It started to work. Those who were willing to work with the system, it worked well. And those who were not willing to work with the system created a problem where you had police started to come and started to give tickets now to those persons who were too close to the corner. So what you find now, on evenings, everybody want to come close to the corner. And cars that turning in or going about,
having difficulty.
Grave difficulty again. So it virtually make it a one lane. Right? So and the key to it now is to have more policing. And don't stop the policing at 5:30. And I have a problem with that. Because the shifts, if it even change, you should have continuity to say, well, let's say we go until 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock. And then they have a limited presence, but they should have a major presence. Because if you're coming from the center city, which is Jack's Tire on that road, Endeavour Road, coming up to that busy corner, even to go east up to Montrose, those vehicles that park in front of KFC and Scotiabank, you have a taxi stand from Curab, from Chaguanas to Curab, but you have drivers who will want now to really cut the lines and to get passengers. They have maxis, so you make it virtually a one lane going on. So it needs greater police presence. We have 9 municipal police. It was
That's another issue. Again, no, we cannot police these areas all the time. I know that because of manpower, but I do believe that, you know, that more can be done from let's say from the central government perspective to deal with the issues of municipal police in the area. It has been, you all have been short for years.
Yes.
For many, many years.
We were like 5 or 6, now we have 9. The government said that every municipal corporation will get 100. I'm seeing here now.
As a 9.
9, 1, yeah, 9.
9 is 9, yeah. 9. 9.
So
just to repeat here, people.
Yeah,
not 9 or 19 or 90 or 9.
Yeah. So we were hoping that if we cannot get the 100, if we get 25, we go into the new year, we would do much work in terms of illegal vending in certain areas. We want people to make a living in Sheldon, but you just cannot
I know you're trying, I know, but these things cannot, it cannot. I guess come 2018 needs to kind of, light a bigger fire under those who have the authority to make the change.
Well, one thing I'm very much certain in 2018, we will pray much harder.
Amen.
Right? And we will light much more fires under those who suppose to do the job. No, honestly.
Oh my goodness. 9, and I'm still stuck at that number.
Yeah, 9. Yeah. But we would take the concern, as I indicated earlier, have that consultation. We would take the concern, and we would work hand in hand. We have a very good working relationship with the maxi taxi persons. You have Julian St. John, the president of the Chaguanas. We have a good working relationship, and they too help themselves. They too help themselves in terms of the garbage collection, everything. Yeah, they in terms of they doing business, they help themselves too, and we have good working relationship, and we will continue to cement those working relationship with all the other different taxi organization. The legislation too, something need to be done very quickly with those PH drivers.
Yeah, because I mean that started and like it just sort of fell through the cracks for some reason. You didn't hear anything about it at all, and recent reports of women making reports of being raped or being attacked, and it is something that we need to see more again. Well, more of a presence of the law being
well, I would just put this out here now, today, is that in that busy corner area we have a small park area, very small park area, a little park at the busy corner area. Through the approval of the council, we could make that available to have a police presence, a police post. Yeah, police post there. Wonderful. So, and then you have the police station inside Chaguanas. You could have a police post there, so you have a 24-hour. Which
is needed. Police station is still kind of out, the outskirts of the actual core of the
So
area.
I am making that available so that they could have some level of police presence there. So that what we say that in discipline, when you use the former New York Mayor Rudolph Giuliani model, is the broken window syndrome and all those petty crimes that committed would lead to greater crime. So that if we have that presence there,
how soon that might come into?
Well, I continue to have discussion with the police. Even this Christmas, I've told them that we'll make it available for them, so they always have a presence there. So anything that happens in any part of the town center, you have a faster response, a more rapid response from that particular area to assist.
We have about 4 minutes or so before we close. I want to give you a chance to just speak to the people about coming into the area of Chaguanas to shop. And so what are some of the concerns you'd like them to just be aware of, or some of the precautions rather you'd like them to take in coming into the borough, in terms of, that's one, and number two, safe areas to park and all of that. Can you just address that first?
Family has been the bedrock of Chaguanas, and we want it to continue to be that way and even build on it to be much stronger. So my advice to persons who are coming in together with their children and family, please safeguard your children. Know your surroundings, know where you park in. There are several car parks. You have the malls that have car parks that persons will go to shop. In the Ramsran Street area, the State Park area, we will make car parks available for them. At the market, we have car parks there. So there are alternatives. There are different areas that you conduct your business. There will be car parks that are available there. Be very careful. We continue to have dialogue with the police, and they have a lot of strategies in place, a lot of initiatives in place as it relates to police and crime control in the community. But even all that we could do, and we anticipate we will do, and we will have it done, is of the personal safety of individuals to also have that responsibility for their personal safety. We continue our campaign, Don't Drink and Drive. Every Friday I call for the police to have the breathalyzer all over Chaguanas.
How effective has that, just deviate a bit, how effective has that?
That has been very effective. It might not be reported as much as in San Fernando in the media, but it has been very effective in Chaguanas. Because at one point in time, we had a lot of accidents in that, like 2 years ago, between the Monroe flyover and the Chase Village flyover, a lot of fatalities there. And the police continue to do, you know, a lot of times persons will want to beat up on the police if they use that term, but I would say they continue to do good work, and we have also eliminated some of those things. And but one accident is too much, but we have also eliminated some of that. But yet again, is the personal safety and responsibility of persons to work with the law enforcement to make sure that, you know, the communities are safe, their own personal safety. So I anticipate, regardless of what challenges we may face in the country nationally, I anticipate that Chaguanas will continue to prosper, economic activities will continue to be there, the community will continue to be close together, that level of camaraderie, love, fellowship, friendship will be there, because this is what we pride ourselves in terms of Chaguanas. This is what makes us Chaguanas, and we will continue to develop Chaguanas. As we go into 2018, I am asking that all the stakeholders, business community, education, schools, the religious organization, we have a very effective Chaguanas interreligious organization. It might be, and I am seeing it here in the song, you know, as a joke, but we have a lot of religious leaders in that organization. They're doing very good work. The sporting community, business community, everybody are stakeholders in the development of Chaguanas. I, you know, continue to make this call in partnership with myself and our team at the borough. Let us continue to hold hands and develop Chaguanas to where we want Chaguanas to be, which is a safe community, a happy community with a happy people, and continue to develop the young people in the borough of Chaguanas. In 2018, we are going to continue to focus rigorously on safety and security. Chaguanas has been a member of the Global Strong City Network. We focusing in 2018 to make Chaguanas the safest city in Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean. And this is some of my goals, some of the objectives, and it cannot be achieved until we have the support and the buy-in of all our businesses, residents, stakeholders, business community, police, everybody together in one massive partnership as we move forward with faith and confidence in 2018.
And on that same train of thought, what is your Christmas wish for Trinidad and Tobago in about 1 minute or less?
Trinidad and Tobago, let us continue to see God in every face and not in every race. Let us continue to work hand in hand. Let us preserve the next generation by working with this present generation. And let us continue to be happy, regardless of all our adversities. Let us continue to be happy and hold firm to our religious belief and know God is supreme, and there's no other challenge or no other problems that He cannot solve. So Trinidad and Tobago, Merry Christmas, prosperous 2018 and beyond, and let us continue in that partnership with that love and that support to make Trinidad greater.
I couldn't say it any better myself. Yes, and thanks again to the mayor of the city of Chaguanas. No, I didn't stutter.
It sounds very well.
That was the limit. The city of Chaguanas. His Worship Mayor Gopaul, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure, and all the best to you and your family for the Christmas season. You did right here, and I'm glad you had a chance to respond to some of the concerns, and we're going to keep in touch with you. And hopefully, we're going to see some brighter days of Chaguanas come 2018 and beyond. Thank you. And this has once again been Cloud.Nine on ACTN The Voice. I am Sheldon. Yeah, we'll close things off with the song You Deserve It, because God truly deserves all the glory and all the praise for having us here today. Take care, and God bless.
Hallelujah. 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 Come on, fill this house with your worship, everybody. Hey. Hey. He's worthy of the glory today. We came to bless Him. We came to honor Him. Come on, lift His name. Yeah. Hallelujah. on. My hallelujah. My hallelujah belongs to you. It's his today. Come on. Say, my hallelujah. My hallelujah belongs to you. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it. My hallelujah. My hallelujah belongs to you. Can you lift it up all over the house? Say, my hallelujah. My hallelujah belongs to you. I won't say hallelujah to anything else, but my hallelujah. My hallelujah belongs to you. My praise belongs to him. My hallelujah. My hallelujah belongs to you. Now all over the house, come on, tell him. You deserve. You deserve. You deserve. You deserve. my heart.